Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin and welcome to your post-match reaction. England to Albania nil. I know the game's still going on, but there's literally just a minute and a half left, unless there's some final, score changes. We'll update later on. But I have to say, it's so good to see Thomas Tuchel back in football. I miss him, man. I can't believe I'm still at times baffled and shocked by the fact that we've let this particular manager go from Chelsea Football Club. I mean, wow, this guy he's a brilliant manager. He's a brilliant coach, and I wish we still had him through all this chaos, through all this nonsense that we see at our football club. It would have been nice to see a manager like Thomas Tuchel. But look, nonetheless, he's the English manager right now, and do you know what? I've not been the biggest supporter of England over many years since I was born, pretty much. But now I am fully and truly a believer of England, mainly because of Thomas Tuchel. I really want him to succeed, and if he succeeds, and then in return, if England gets something out of that, so be it. So be it, because I really want to see Thomas Tuchel succeed at every level of at life, regardless of football. So look, fantastic to see Thomas Tuchel back. Control game from England. So much to like about. We're going to talk about the pros, the cons. Let's go through some of the pros. Look, great balance, great organization. Most of the times with three at the back, with Lewis Skelly sort of sitting in with the two other defenders, but he's finding the moments to go forward whenever it's the right moment. Fantastic goal from Lewis Skelly. Brilliant ball through from Jude Bellingham. And he's the first one that I want to pinpoint out. Big game, nice game from Jude Bellingham. In recent times, every time I've watched Real Madrid and Jude Bellingham playing, I've not been utterly impressed. This is probably a first game after a long time since his Dortmund days. I'm sure he's dropped masterclasses for Real Madrid. I remember his first season for Real Madrid. He did very well, but I didn't get to watch Real Madrid too much. So this is probably first game after a long time where I've seen Jude Bellingham play so well. And he was all over the place, to be honest. He was covering the ground everywhere as a number 10, playing just behind Harry Kane. It suits him. He was finding some lovely passes. He's robust. There we go. The match finished up, ladies and gentlemen. 2-0 final score. Jude Bellingham, ladies and gentlemen, not just he's got the ability to find good passes, his physical stature is impressive as well. And he was dominant. He was a dominant force. Lovely through pass for Lewis Skelly. And Lewis Skelly as well. Big up to Arsenal, man, for finding such a talent like Martin Lewis Skelly. And look, he's going to be a superstar. There's no two ways about that. They've got Ethan Nwaneri. Now they've got Lewis Skelly. Big debut from a youngster, 18-year-old, to make the debut, and I can see him, deputizing that left side for years to come. That is going to be his position. I mean, it is quite poetic that a fullback has ended up scoring for Thomas Tuchel. If you guys remember, back in the time when Thomas Tuchel was Chelsea manager, Reece James and Ben Chilwell used to be a huge part of our attacking threat. So good to see Lewis Skelly, as I said, quite poetic for Thomas Tuchel. The other player that I want to call out is Harry Kane. Wow, what a sensational player, man. What a sensational striker. Two players that I want to say, Harry Kane and Dan Burn. These two types of players, Chelsea Football Club, we lack. We don't have a defender in the ilk of Dan Burn, who's aerially so dominant. I know a lot of people will say, he's pretty dominant against most oppositions out there. There's no other defender of his caliber that tall, aerially so dominant. But we don't have any defenders who's aerially good. Forget about being dominant. I don't think there's too many defenders that are aerially good, besides maybe Tosin. But I'm talking about supreme level. Other teams like your Arsenals have Saliba, Magalhaes, and other players in defense that are so well versed in aerial duels, whether it's offensively or defensively. Liverpool with Van Dijk and Konate. Chelsea Football Club, we lack that. Newcastle have Dan Burn. There are other Premier League clubs that have got very, very good defenders who are aerially astute offensively and defensively. So, look, Dan Burn, Harry Kane is just everywhere as well. Drops deep. He's such a fantastic footballer, such an intelligent footballer. These are the two types of players we definitely lack at Chelsea Football Club, and we're not going to get that because these guys are too experienced, and we don't look for experience at our football club. We look for the next big thing. Talking about the next big thing, and I know Armando Broja is not the next big thing. It was really good to see him. I had no idea that he was back from injury. Armando Broja came on in the second half, back from injury. He looked very lively, for Albania. He looked very lively. He kind of changed the match for Albania in the second half when he came on. Was far better outlet moving forward, far better holding up the ball and linking up play. He caused a little bit of commotion for English defenders. So let's see how Armando Broja does for the rest of the season. Good to see him back from his injury. He looks pretty sharp. A couple of cons that I want to call out for the English team is the wingers, Foden and Marcus Rashford. Thomas Tuchel will need to do something about that because Marcus Rashford, the drop-off for this guy, the decline for this guy is incredible. This guy is a shadow of a player that he used to be once upon a time. Foden as well out wide. I'm not really sure if he's got that pace, that 1v1 ability that is required for wide wingers. Generally, how Thomas Tuchel played was most of the times three at the back, two in midfield with Declan Rice and Curtis Jones, and then Bellingham playing as like a number 10 and Harry Kane up front with the two wingers out wide, basically giving the width. Kyle Walker at times trying to overlap, and Lewis Kelly wasn't really overlapping, but most of the time sort of getting into those half spaces. That's how he scored the goal. So those wingers, Foden and Marcus Rashford, I think that is where the biggest issue is for England, ladies and gentlemen. That's where they need to really, really improve. And I'm pretty sure Thomas Tuchel, Anthony Gordon is in his artillery. Baka Saka will come back. I think that will be a huge upgrade for Thomas Tuchel. So look, overall, England really didn't get asked any questions from Albania. It is Albania at the end of the day. It was going to be very natural that they were going to sit back Albania. Sometimes they're sitting back with 5, sometimes even 6 at back. So it was a little bit difficult for England to break open, but they were finding opportunities. They were definitely finding opportunities. 2-0 could have been 3, to be honest, maybe even 4. There were a couple of other really, really good opportunities that England has had with Bellingham, with Rashford, with Harry Kane's header as well. So look, fine performance. I'm looking forward to how England plays down the track. Really, really nice start to England under Thomas Tuchel. Good to see him back. And I think he's going to enjoy with the options that are available for, with England. He's going to have a lot of players, good quality, talented players, even from the bench. The likes of Gordon came on, Morgan Rogers came on, and a few others that came on. That's going to make a huge difference down the track. So we didn't get to, I don't think any of the Chelsea boys got a game, Reece James and Levi Colwill. I'm pretty certain I didn't see them come on. Let me just have a quick look. Reece James did. Reece James did right at the end, 90th minute. Miles Lewis Kelly. His name's Miles. I keep saying Martin Lewis Kelly. So I said Martin Luther King. Martin Luther Skelly. So yeah, Reece James saw some minutes and Colwill, is unused in the bench. I'm pretty sure he might get a bit of game time in the next match. So yeah, fantastic start for Thomas Tuchel, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know your thoughts on this match. Really looking forward to England in these qualifications and moving forward in the World Cup. I think with Thomas Tuchel in the helm, they might have something to give, and who knows? Maybe, just maybe, football is coming home. Maybe it is coming home. Let me know your thoughts. Chelsea news segment tomorrow early morning UK time. Lots to talk about, actually. João Felix and most importantly Andre Santos. Some breaking news in regards to Andre Santos. So stay tuned for that, ladies and gentlemen. Smash up the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, take care. See ya. Bye.